Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. With me today is a dear friend of mine, Karl. He's been my friend since college, since university, and it's so weird because we were thesis mates, right? I think I also made a vlog with Karl, and now we're here in Hong Kong. But for now, I want to, I guess, talk about life here in Hong Kong, especially that Karl is now working here in Hong Kong. And also, of course, just to open this up, hi, my name is Jamrel. If you're new here, I make YouTube videos to store memories and bring value to people like you worldwide. Can you introduce yourself to my audience, Karl?
Yeah, so hello to the Dramatics. Dramatics! It's nice to see you back. As Jam mentioned earlier, I've been in one of her videos in, I think, last year, right, when we were also in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And it's good to be back catching up with my friend and longtime thesis mate, classmate in college. And we're in Hong Kong right now. And I'm really happy to see you.
Aww.
Yeah, so it's been an honor touring them in the past 2 to 3 days, just showing them the beauty of Hong Kong. So by the way, I'm Karl. I'm more known here as Louis, and I'm currently working as a front desk officer at Hyatt Centric in the club lounge. So mostly the people that I deal with are the VIPs of the Hyatt group. And with that comes with the stress and the challenge of always encountering people with different backgrounds and different attitudes. So it's really a challenge every day for me at work.
I see. So thank you so much for being here with us, Karl. I have a lot of questions for you, but really I just want to start off with, did you always see yourself coming here to Hong Kong to work here?
Actually, no. If it wasn't for my mom who became a resident here, I wouldn't be here as well. Because my mom started to work here in Hong Kong way back 2007, if I'm not mistaken. And after she became a resident, she took me in here to also apply for my dependent visa with the hopes of also becoming a resident, permanent resident in Hong Kong. So when that happened, I was approved with a visa. That's why I'm able to work here. And after that, I actually already worked in 2013 to 2016, and then I just came back to the Philippines to finish my studies, and that's where we met. That's where we became classmates in the university. And then after that, pandemic happened, and so many things went on. And now I'm back in Hong Kong, just last year, May 2022.
I see. So if I were to, I guess, recap that, so it's because of your mom, right? And the connections, basically mom, your family that's here in Hong Kong, and that's how you got here, how you were able to live and be able to get your foot in Hong Kong. Because from what I know, a lot of Filipinos want to work abroad, but it's very difficult, getting to another country, especially if you don't have friends or relatives there. Like, you have to fend for yourself, kailangan mo magtrabaho na maayos, you need to have savings, diba? It's not that easy. Okay, so if you're already here in Hong Kong, how do you job hunt in a sense?
Basically, when you're in Hong Kong, I would say if you have the working visa, then you can just basically go on the job hunting sites such as JobsDB, Indeed.com, or I think it's Indeed HK, and all those job hunting sites that exist. So as for me, since my visa allows me to or permits me to work here, so it's very easy for me. For others who have the plans to work in Hong Kong, I suggest that you go to job hunting sites, because there are other employers that are willing to sponsor the visa for you so that they could come here. Because if you just come here as a tourist, you won't be able to get a job. Especially for us Filipinos, that we only have 14 days visa free. That's a tourist visa. Yes, so that's the maximum number of days that you can stay here. And if it goes on to that, then you might get deported anyway.
I see. So you would suggest looking for jobs online first and then coming here.
Yes.
Won't you have problems with immigration because of that? Like, I know for ano yung drama ngayon, no, is dapat magdala ka ng yearbook and all that. You need to prove to immigration na graduate ka and then you're gonna come back to the Philippines. Hindi ka magtatrabaho abroad, which is, I don't know, it's crazy.
Well, actually, when you go to the job hunting sites and they contact you, you will be in talks with them for the necessary documents that you need to provide. So once they will send you the visa, the working visa, because if they are to employ you, they are the ones who will process your visa, your work visa here. And then they will send it to you so that you could enter here in Hong Kong. But that's not always the situation. It depends on the situation that you are in. Some you'll be given once you're here, or I don't know, because it's really a different case for me. Yeah, it's a case to case basis.
First step is to find a job online, go job hunting. I'm sorry guys, actually we're in a cafe, so it might be a little noisy. We also ordered coffee. We're at Pan de Pain, and okay, let's show them our cute little strawberry cake. Look at that! Ah, cute little things. They make me, I don't know, they make me happy. Anyways, back to the question. So okay, you get the job online. You're here. What's next? We have a job now. You have a working visa, and you're here in Hong Kong. What happens next for the typical Filipino na walang kaalam-alam, who doesn't know what to do? Anong gagawin namin, Karl?
Well, basically, if your employer really is willing to help you set foot here in Hong Kong, so you might want to ask them if they are also willing to provide you with a temporary accommodation, where just for you to start off with things. Like, could you give me, if they are able to give you 2 to 3 weeks or at least a month of accommodation so that you could find your own flat to rent on, to live with. So basically that, the accommodation, the work visa are the two of the most important things that you need to be ready for. The rest will be like an exploration for you to, as you go on with your life here in Hong Kong.
I see. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, no? So I just want to talk about the differences between here and the Philippines. Let's talk about culture, yung expenses, yung mannerisms dito. So can you tell me what's something different? What are some different things here in Hong Kong na very different compared to Philippines that shocked you when you first came here?
One difference that would immediately pop into my mind between Philippines and Hong Kong is that Hong Kong is very fast-paced, and Philippines is like, we're
We're more chill.
we're more chill, we're more relaxed. That's the culture that we have. No, we even have our own like merienda time. We go out and take our time doing our own work. But here in Hong Kong, everything is fast-paced. Everything is about efficiency. So it shocked me a little bit, but then as a person who is also fast-paced, I was able to assimilate well with them. So that's one thing that you should be able to pick up on if you're used to being on a slow-paced environment such as in the Philippines. You might need to be always on your toes when you are here, because people will be more on the work and how fast you can deliver. Even until now, in my current job, I'm already 10 months at Hyatt Centric, but then every day I'm still up on my toes because I need to be quick in my response, I need to be quick in my decisions, but then it comes with the right decision to make and the right thing to do. It's not that you will be able to compromise that, I will do this quickly, but then it compromises the result of what I did. Yeah, the quality. So you need to be efficient here, fast, but then don't compromise the quality of your work.
Another thing that I noticed here too is that people like convenience. Everything's so convenient. Like, you will see so many stores. Tas yung transportation dito, it's like everything has signs. Even yung train, it's easy to get from one place to another
Yes.
really quickly.
And you will not get lost because they also have the English counterpart of the names that they have here. So if signage is an MTR, you will not get lost because if you're going to Kennedy Town, it will say Kennedy Town, and below there is like the Chinese characters. So and people here can speak English. That's one of the things that. Like there's a misconception that since it is they speak Chinese, Cantonese to be exact, but then they do speak English here. You know, you just need to have the confidence to ask.
Oh, by the way, guys, I want to introduce you to my friend Rolly.
Kamsahamnida.
Kamnida. So actually, hinihintay niya kami, guys, kasi parang gusto niya gawin. You start now, or just yeah, right? Yeah. We already showed them. No, it's very cute. He wants to attack it. Go attack it. I give you permission to attack.
Permission to dance. BTS.
Okay. Do you think it's more advantageous to learn the language? Would you suggest learning the language, or it's okay? Like, okay lang naman.
If you're someone who is easy to pick up languages, I suggest you do. But then if not, then you just have to go with speaking English. But one thing that I realized here is I think it would be better to learn the Mandarin language than the Cantonese here because even the locals would agree that learning Cantonese is harder than Mandarin because the Cantonese would have nine tones. It's as if like you're singing.
It's just 4.
Mandarin is only 4.
That's crazy.
Yes. So one tone would mean a different thing. Yeah. Like whistle tone. No, I mean, yeah. So learning Cantonese is hard. Even for me, I've been here for a total of 3 years, and I know basic Cantonese. I'm able to construct simple sentences, but then there are still some words that I do not know, and some topics that I do not understand.
Since you've been here in Hong Kong, were there any struggles or challenges for you, especially na you're not from here? You're a Filipino who is working here in Hong Kong. Ano ba yung struggles at challenges mo?
I've had a lot of struggles, to be honest. And number one is, of course, the language barrier. Although I did mention that they do speak English here, but then some of them, if not most, are not really very confident in speaking English. So they would prefer speaking their own language, of course.
Or avoid you? Do they avoid you if you don't speak their language?
There are some cases that it's like that. So it was a struggle for me. And even the words that I use, they're not familiar with. So it creates a miscommunication and misunderstanding in the process, not just in work, but in the daily life. Like, say, for example, I order some food and then I wanted this, but then they gave me that because they didn't understand. So that's one of the struggles. Next is the culture. But then since I mentioned earlier that the fast-paced, me going to a fast-paced country, it was okay. But then when it comes to how to behave, it was like I needed to know how they behave in public, what do they not like. So say for example, they're not really much into noisy environment, such unlike us that we're in the Philippines, we're very
expressive.
loud, we're very expressive. Here it's like it seems like they're judging you in a way. It's my observation, you know, because from what I know, since I told you I try to assimilate with them. So when there are some people who are very noisy, people will be looking at them. So it's like that.
And so you get like conscious or may second-hand embarrassment kind of for them.
Yes, exactly. So it took me a long time. That was one of the struggles. It took me a long time to know how people behave here.
What other jobs are there for Filipinos here in Hong Kong?
Well, it's basically just any kind of workforce, you know. If you graduate, if you have the skill, if you have the degree, if you have the confidence to get into a certain job, then you most definitely can get into that. Say for example, us, mass communication. If you know how to write, and that's where your career, that's the career that you want to get into, then go apply for it. There will always be people who will believe in you. There will always be employers that will see you for your capabilities and not because of your background or ethnicity.
I see. Thank you so much. It's good to know that, no. What is your tip or tips for Filipinos who want to work here in Hong Kong or who want to, I guess, move here in Hong Kong?
Basically, if you have any plans of working here in Hong Kong, I suggest that one of the first things that you would want to do is to find a friend. You need to be careful, but then you need to also find a friend whom you can talk to. Because I know someone here who flew to Hong Kong and relocated here, and he went downslope. He was depressed for a while, but then he was suggested to make friends, meet people, and also find a community that he belongs to, and now he's back on his feet. So
That's good to know.
Yeah, so you need to find a friend that you can trust and you can share your thoughts with, because if your mind will eat you, it will only like destroy you, you know. If you keep things for yourself and you don't talk with people, then you will really get depressed here.
So where can you find those friends or Filipino community here in Hong Kong?
Tinder. There are a lot of Filipino communities here. Some of them are in church. There's a Filipino community in churches, in ministries. There are also Filipino communities in Central. So it really depends. If Facebook pages, or also if in your workplace, I'm pretty sure there will be at least one Filipino there.
Marami tayo, guys. Before we were colonized, now we're colonizing them.
Yes. And it's not necessary that you need to find a friend that is also Filipino, but at least a friend that you can talk to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a Filipino, it can be other ethnicity, it can be a local. No? So befriending a local could also help you get to know more of the culture and their traditions, because when I worked here in 2014, that's when I knew about the culture, because every night we talk, every night they tell me how to do things, how to behave, what not to do, and they also taught me the language. So when I enrolled for the Cantonese class for a beginner level, I was already in the intermediate. But I still enrolled in the beginner class to get the foundation. So that's it. Taking that class is already like a walk in the park.
For you.
Yes, because I was taught already by my colleagues.
Okay, that's amazing. And I really love the insights because, of course, me and Rolly, who are also working abroad, we have our different struggles, but it's so interesting to see that wherever you are, especially if you're a Filipino, there are still similarities now in what we struggle, no matter where you are in the world. So thank you so much, Karl. Do you have any last words you'd like to share to our audience before we end this video?
Well, for me is, if you have any plans of working abroad, you need to research about the place first. Try to think if that country really is for you. And next is to prepare yourself mentally and physically, because it will always be a struggle. There will always be struggles in a new environment for every person. So hang on and keep fighting.
Okay, thank you so much, Karl. For our audience, would you like to share their socials or anything you'd like to plug, or is that it?
Well, if you like, you can follow me on my Instagram account. That's LouisM9696. Again, that's LOUISM9696. So you can just follow me there, and you can drop me a message that you found my account through Jam's website, so that it won't be like a little bit creepy, like who's this following me, because I'm on a private account. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you really appreciate his tips, let us know in the comment section below. You can DM Karl, let him know that you appreciate the video and his tips. And of course, thank you guys. If you found value in this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Yes.
Yes, and also one more thing, if you have further questions about Hong Kong that you think I would have the knowledge with, so slide me a DM and I'll answer it.
Okay, thank you guys so much. See you and carpe diem. Go and seize the day. Bye.
You're single. DM Carl, especially if you're single. And Chinito.
Not Kimi, it's the truth.